brothers, sisters, has our social contract become corrupt? Now, in the social contract, we all agree to pay taxes. We all agree not to infringe upon the rights that everyone deserves and is protected under, allowing you to not be infringed upon by me and me by you. And the social contract in any nation builds and builds and builds over time as laws are introduced, as everyone is, given more rights on the grander scope. But still, who controls those people who are making those laws? Now, with campaign contributions, with no cap on donations from single individuals or single companies, we find that one individual or a company, a group of individuals, or maybe even a PAC, can contribute as much as they want to a politician. Can contribute as much as they want to that politician's campaign, allowing for that politician to spend money on ads, to spend money on pushing their agenda, on scheduling events, scheduling dinners for high-ranking personnel. Now, my question is, if those who make the laws are paid amidst this social contract we supposedly have, then, and there is no cap on that pay, then how do the rest of us, the working man, those of us who don't have a lot of money, how are we expected to be able to match the contributions of a millionaire or a billionaire? Even with hundreds of thousands of people, they may not have the same value in making the laws as one single individual that has millions or billions of dollars. So how can we expect for our social contract to evolve in a way that allows freedom for everybody, in a way that allows everyone to get a fair shake in life? It is the working man upon which millionaires, billionaires, the wealthy build their empires. They don't build their own walls. They don't build their corporations brick by bloody brick. At least the vast majority don't. There are a select few, and a lot of them have feelings for the hardworking because they worked very hard. But there is this hypocrisy, this lie that we've entertained in America, that those who are CEOs, millionaires and billionaires, they work so hard, that's why they deserve all the money that they have. Or they worked hard for a long time, then they have the company, now they can take as much as they want from their employees. The hardworking man, us, down here at the bottom, we are the bones, the muscle, the sinew of that machine that the wealthy build their empires with, that digs the trenches into our grounds of our country, into the laws of our country, shredding the Constitution where it sees fit, digging trenches filled with money where we dare not stride because we can't keep up. Is there a way to stymie this corruption, this corruption of this social contract that human beings have known for thousands of years? The evolution of the American social contract is not unique in this sense. For as long as the social contract has existed, individuals have sought to use the system against itself, to take up arms, basically, by purchasing them, against the very system that is supposed to protect everyone, but in silence, with ploys. And then a lot of these people call themselves Christian or religious or spiritual and dare lecture us on morality, while they hoard wealth, while they hoard everything they so-called gained for themselves. Is there a way to look upon our country again with an idea of seeing it as being perfect, seeing it as being the country that we've all desired for so long, that we've always worked towards, but simply haven't had the ability to in this generation and in recent generations within the last decades? The last decades have been fraught with corporate takeovers of our Constitution, with a few people controlling our government, with the idea that there is no higher award than being wealthy. That person's obviously better than everybody else. If you can't afford to live the life that you want, then live less. If you can't afford to live the life you want on the wage that you have, then cut the throats of those around you. Compete for jobs. Try to work over your fellow man. Don't try to help them, because the corporate world is brutal. The corporate world is a battleground. And this battleground that they create for us, this battleground that they create, the battle cry within that I speak of now, that is where we must live. And how are we supposed to live on this battleground? Where we don't have the advantage, where we don't have the ability to press for our personal, even ambitions towards contentment, ambitions towards living a life that we see our family grow and prosper without having to scrape the bottom of the barrel just because everybody at the top wants most of it for themselves. How deep is this barrel? It goes pretty far down. And most of our most impoverished people are not taken care of because they're looked down upon. We've created this society where anybody who is poor is obviously evil. Obviously, they just don't want to work. Or they're drug addicts. Or they're criminals that didn't work out. And there's very little hope placed upon those people who are homeless, those people that are impoverished. And such little help to allow them to get out of the state that they're in. A lot of people say, you can go to churches, go to charities like that, forcing them to rely on religion, and forcing them to basically convert to whatever religion has a church nearby, has a temple nearby, has a synagogue nearby. Forcing them to get on their hands and knees and crawl towards a religious institution because, hell, how's our government supposed to take care of it? This is the world that we found ourselves in the United States of America. Brothers and sisters, it can be better. The social contract doesn't have to remain corrupt. It can evolve further and evolve out of this terrible state that we find it in today. Now, it's not one person's fault. It's not two people's fault. In a way, all of us share the blame for allowing this to go on for as long as it has, but the propaganda that they push towards us and the battle cries that they place in our hearts through capitalism has led many of us astray. But we can take heart, for there is a way out of this pit. And it is simply, very simply, beginning with taking money out of politics, which has already begun. Put a cap on donations on individuals and corporations. Allow corporate records to be open to the public. Make sure that tax records of politicians are a must for them to be in office, in any office. These few seemingly half measures in relation to revolution will put us on the road to healing our social contract, to putting it back together, to allowing the threads to intertwine once more. And so our people will be united again. We will be one America, not one that is divided into classes to where the middle class is decreasing. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and their numbers increase. Our numbers increase. We shouldn't let this continue any longer. Thank you very much. There is a great program founded by TYT, the Young Turks on YouTube. It's called the Wolf Pack. Trying to get money out of politics. Please support that. I'm not affiliated with them, but I find their goals highly encouraging for our current situation. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.